Trust. You and I aren't so different. We reside in cocoons in the jail cell of comfort, vices, and fluff, and caricatures that paint beautiful illusions on our exterior will hold us hostage. So what happens when the shell breaks? And there's no shadow to hide in awe, but what an opportunity. The nakedness of the self. For you to trust yourself, you must step into the eternal waters of discovery, sparring with your internal wars with a right hook, left jab, using tears to wipe off the peach fuzz of your facade. Ah, what a feeling. What pain. But to trust yourself is to swim in the belly of contrition, fear, and euphoria, and knowing in this confrontation that you won't drown, that you can float and forgive yourself here. Can you promise me something today? Can you promise me that you'll float and you forgive yourself here? I'll make that promise too. If I never see you again, you should know you can live in the chaos of your self-discovery while also enjoying this life. There's enough space for you to imperfectly ease on down the road and sip the steaming mellow cup of a life fulfilled. There will be a season for everything, a season for success, for melancholy. Don't lose your humility in the ascension, or lose your worth in the decline, for everything in the spectrum shall pass in due time. I want my next love to feel like a D'Angelo song. I want my heart to dance like a 3/4 signature, an eternal J Dilla joint. The baseline trips us in and out of tempo. We acquired this swing together through sweet yams and predestined alignment. This is a brown sugar lullaby. You, the marauder of my internal crisis, played the chord progressions of my evolution as a man with just the cadence of your accent. Me and my next love may fussle like the bridge where Raphael Sadiq and Questlove explore through a melodic field unknown, but we restore equilibrium through the resolve. Through the tides, you keep finding myself whole. You find myself whole through the tides. If I never see you again, let love be the only algorithm you try to appeal to. Let the enunciation of your heart be the viral moment that the little kids make dance routines with. Cause if we drink and drink from the fountain of our egos, we'll spend our life wondering why our souls have this bitter aftertaste. Life. I think over the past couple of years, the joys of the world have been diluted through the different types of warfare, both in the spiritual and the physical. Our vision of how beautiful our breath, our existence is, have been impaired through the suffering that we experience. But beauty still lies in humanity somewhere. In the ashes of cigarettes and sage smoke, I still see you. The real you. I mean, you know, the you under the butterscotch and ice and the cake of the facade you use to combat this cold world. The Sunday a mama just cooked you, the Friday after Juma you're smiling, you're dancing. Look at the way that you dance. The glow on your linen silhouette, you're beautiful. And once you turn around in your waltz, you marvel at the fact that while there are a million other dances and different, they're just as beautiful as you. Life is still beautiful. I used to be really insecure growing up. I was insecure about my small ears, about the world's perception of my life and of my art. So much so that I lived portions of my life in fragments. I succumbed to that comfort. In 9th grade, I remember being called to recite my poems in class, and I refused to share them, when in truth I always wanted to pursue a career through the pen. Perspective. I would look at the birds on my way to middle school with bittersweetness, happy that they could float into oblivion, but in envy that I had to stay confined to the concrete. I think all of us fall victim to the prison of our insecurity. We walk outside on the street blocks and corners, packaging ourselves into fragments of who we think we should be, in misalignment with who we truly are. Our insecurities keep us in a paradox, a surveillance on top of a surveillance, taking off one box in order to fit inside of another one. In truth, insecurity is the barrier between ourselves and freedom. And once I realized that I wanted to be free. So I started to hum. And I hummed until I could sing. And then I sung a song to free the mold of my cheekbones so that my jaw could hang loose and I could be who I knew I always was. Storytelling.